that I joined. I'm waiting for it to say you joined.
Okay.
There you go.
Welcome, one and all, to another episode of the Bench Bros podcast. Now that there's no sports and we're in week, what is this? 24? 3? There's 16, there's 4 weeks, 20. We're in week 21. Uh, I'm one of your hosts, Cheese Bees, along with the only man that I have ever heard say rectally in a row.
Yee, I don't even know what you just said there. Did you have a stroke?
No,
Because I feel like
rectally?
I'm about to have a stroke.
You're about to have a heat stroke.
But yeah. Today we're gonna talk about some stuff that just we like for once, other than just football.
Yeah.
Um,
Where do you want to start? This is now new.
New territory.
Yeah.
Uh, I'll talk about start playing RuneScape again.
Okay.
Old school RuneScape.
Now,
Um,
is there a new school? What does that mean?
there's RuneScape 3, which
What?
it looks like newer. It's not as like I don't know how to say it. I've never played RuneScape 3, so I couldn't tell you how it plays. It plays closer to like every other MMO, I want to say, where you have like abilities like tied to like number keys and stuff. Whereas like in old school RuneScape, it's just basically click, 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 click.
Which makes sense for like when they make bots to just get gold.
Yeah, and botting is still definitely a thing.
I mean, I don't get why it's illegal, isn't it? Well, it's illegal to sell it,
Not illegal.
but it's
It's
illegal
just
to sell
against
it, I guess.
terms of service on RuneScape. It's not illegal to do whatsoever. It's just against
Really?
RuneScape's terms of service.
Oh, okay.
Uh, Mostly who do it are Venezuelans. They'll bot for gold,
Is that
and then they'll sell the
racist?
gold. No,
Is
and
that real?
they'll sell the
I'm gonna
gold
need
for
a fucking Washington Post article or some shit about this.
cryptocurrency because the cryptocurrency is stronger than their money.
I feel like you can argue that it's stronger than a lot of countries' money.
Well, here, let me see if I can't find
You're,
an
you're
article
gonna
for
have
you.
to. It's also like when you got what was it, the Mexicans and the FBI were at this at the guy's house for Tom Brady's jersey.
They were
Not the Mexicans though. Well, I guess they were, right? But
the Mexican police and the
the
FBI.
Mexican police, yeah, it wasn't fucking Jose Hector and
I don't know. I
a
don't
little
know the
too.
names.
Oh my god,
Um,
yeah, Jose Hector and Clown
yeah,
Face,
here we
like they
go.
it wasn't like that. Also, I'm gonna send you an article. Um, and I okay, I don't. I'm gonna look into something real quick. So I guess it's not just America that refuses to use any type of actual system.
Uh huh.
Uh, the what do you call people from Israel? Israelites?
Israeli,
Israelians. Okay, so the
not
Israel.
Israelians. Israeli.
Okay, so the Israeli. I'm gonna send you this article. Well, actually, I'm just gonna send you a little excerpt of it. You know what? Actually, never mind. Well, I don't know how it started. You know what? It might have just come straight from it. But here's a little bit on what it was. Okay, you know what? I see it now. How specifically Venezuelans. It does say, I will admit, he is not racist. How RuneScape is
A
helping
meteor around the
Venezuelans survive.
size of a Pembroke Welsh corgi and weighed around the total weight of 4 baby elephants struck the. Why?
Well, here's the thing. It was NASA confirmed this week. So I almost guarantee you that NASA gave them these measurements and they were like, sure, that
I don't
works.
think NASA measures things out in the size of corgis and elephants.
Yeah, but I would argue that Americans would do that before Israeli would.
Welsh corgi and the weight of. How fucking dense is that?
So they said
That's
it's
really dense.
yeah. So I wonder what it is. I mean, it has to be dense,
I mean, baby
right?
elephant doesn't weigh the same as a normal elephant, but still, that's still like what? Maybe like let's just consider me. Let's say a baby elephant weighs 250 pounds. Okay,
Something like that. Let me check.
I don't know. Humor me here.
Baby elephant. Yeah, I'll humor you.
Uh, that's half a ton.
Yeah. Wait, what?
That's half a ton.
I'm looking at it. Elephants weigh about 300 pounds when they're born.
Okay, even still,
When they're born, I don't know what at what point in the life cycle this elephant that they are alluding to was. It could have been. I know elephants do get to about a ton, so this is also from
um,
SeaWorld.org, so I don't know if we want to really take their
well,
word
what I'm
word for it.
saying is it's the weight of four baby elephants. 250 times four is 1,000.
Oh,
That's
was it
half a
four?
ton.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that is yeah, half a ton then.
Why can't we just say that?
Okay.
That's less words.
No, you need to grip the reader's attention. This is textbook journalism.
Well, half a ton would get my attention, not
More than
four
four baby elephant? No,
when
because it
I
makes
have
you go,
to when I
hmm.
have to go over and look how much a baby elephant weighs, then it's just making me do more work. Anyways, back to RuneScape.
Yeah, and the Venezuelans.
Yeah, so what they do is they bought for gold
Hmm.
and they then they sell the gold for like Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency.
Now here's my question: are they selling it? I mean, how does Bitcoin? There's a certain stash of Bitcoin, or can you just continuously mine it?
There's a certain amount. What you're mining for Bitcoin is, I believe, it's just the transaction between the two people. When
Uh,
somebody pays somebody in Bitcoin, they are using the blockchain, and people who are using their computers or whatever GPUs to make processing power for that transaction to work, they get a fraction of a fraction of that. You know what I'm
oh,
saying?
so they're like a server fee almost.
Yeah.
Okay. When you go to the store and they're like, oh, the if you use card, it's gonna take like an extra 10 cents or something.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay, interesting. And then they just go to the
So,
local store, buy a bottle of pop, whistle on the way home.
well, you can do transaction to transaction with Bitcoin. So you get what I'm saying? It's the Bitcoin is stronger than the Venezuelan dollar. But this was also years ago.
I can't imagine what is Bitcoin at right now because it was huge for a bit, went up to like 60,000 for like a second or two.
Yeah, it always fluctuates.
Let's see, Bitcoin is currently at 24,000 if you have a full Bitcoin.
Yeah, but we're not selling for full Bitcoins here. So
Right. Let's see in the last 6 months. I think it's been
does it look like just a squiggly line going up and down? Because that's what I'm assuming it is.
honestly not too much. I mean, it kind of did nothing. 2017 it jumped, then it went down real low. And if you
Yeah,
just hung on, sold your one Bitcoin that you bought at, $100 or whatever in
yeah,
2015, but all time it's gone up 24,000%.
yeah.
And in the day it's gone down a half a percent, but it's gone up 5% in the last 5 days.
So yeah,
Because like when you mine Bitcoin, or you don't mine Bitcoin, right? But when you get the transactional fee, you only get like a hundredth of a Bitcoin, right? Something like that.
yeah, something like that. It's something really small.
Right. So let's say 25,000 divided by let's say a hundredth. So that's 1,000. That's still $25.
Yeah, so you see
What
but
are they
you might
called?
only get one of those a day if you're lucky. And
That's true.
I don't know the exact like fee or percentage you're getting.
That's
You know what
true.
I'm
It could
saying?
be a thousandth. Well, I think it is a thousandth. I don't think it's a hundredth. I think it's a little smaller. But even then, I mean, even if you got 1,000, that's still $2.50. And currently, one Venezuelan dollar, which I think they're called one.
Hmm.
No, they're called
The Bolivar, I believe.
the Bolivar Soberano. Is only 4 cents to our dollar. So 250. That's $5 to do nothing.
Hmm.
And a Big Mac is $11.
Jeez.
Well, in Caracas, which I don't know where that is.
Caracas is the capital of Venezuela.
Is it really?
Hmm.
Interesting.
Or it's the largest city, one of the two.
It's funny how often those two coincide, huh?
Yeah, it tends to be that sometimes. Sometimes it isn't though. Like New York
Yeah.
City's the largest city in the state, and the capital is not in New York City. So
Isn't it in Albany or something?
yeah, it's Albany, New York.
What the fuck is in Albany, New York? Does that like have any historical significance?
I couldn't tell you.
You're the history guy.
Yeah, well, I was like 2 when I lived in Albany, so I couldn't really give you the lowdown of Albany, New York.
Okay, well, do you know
I know
you
it's the
live in
state
Florida
capital.
now?
Yeah.
Do you know anything about Florida?
Capital is in Tallahassee, which is
Also
definitely not
weird.
the largest
Yeah.
city in Florida.
What does Tallahassee have? Where? Why
The capital,
Tallahassee? But why Tallahassee?
it's supposed to be like the most central part of the state. Most states have their capitals. They try to put their capital in like the center of the state,
You know what? That's very practical. Okay.
e- even though Tallahassee's not in the center of the state.
Oh, you're the only Talla. Fuck, it doesn't work with that. Just trying to do the Tennessee thing. I don't know if that
Yeah.
came
I
across.
believe the largest city in Florida is either Jacksonville. I want to say it's Jacksonville or Orlando.
Home of the legendary Blake Bortles. I don't know if
Or
he's still there.
I know it's not Miami. Miami just looks big.
Hmm. Oh, Pitbull likes it.
But yeah, getting back to RuneScape, just grinding away, that kind of thing. It's like a second monitor thing where I just click something, let my character do something for a while, check, see if it's done. If not, okay, cool. If it
What do you
is,
mean
just
do
click again.
something for a
So like when you're
while?
grinding, so like for example, I was grinding wood cutting yesterday. So all I had to
Okay.
do is just click a tree and then I'll chop some logs for a little bit until the tree runs out. And if the tree runs out, I'll just move on to the next tree.
And then, so what do you just click, and then he'll keep doing that until you do tell him to do something else?
Yeah.
Ah, so this isn't even so when you bought for gold, it's really as simple as getting one or two, I don't know, prison guards at this
Well,
point.
you have to move to the location too. So they're like
Right.
running back and forth to bank and that kind of thing.
Once they get full or what?
Yeah.
But how often does that happen? Like, what is the
It can
maximum
happen
gold you
pretty
can
quickly.
carry?
Let's see, 6, 7, 4 times 7. It's what,
28.
28? Yeah,
Yeah.
28. You have 28 inventory slots.
Uh-huh.
So that's not a lot in the grand scheme.
Right, but how much gold can you hold in each spot?
Oh, gold, you can hold as much gold as you can possibly carry. So some
Okay.
things stack and some things don't.
Right. So when you're mining,
So
what
what if
do you
if I
get
was
out of
mining
mining?
for ore, ores don't stack.
Okay. So
So
you
then
could get
only
28 separate ores.
yeah, and then I have to run and go bank it.
Now, when you say separate ores, you mean like iron,
Yeah, so like
copper.
if I have a bunch of iron, the
The
iron
iron will
won't
stack.
stack.
Oh, it
That
won't stack.
no, you can only have
Ah.
28 ores in total. Some things do
Oh,
stack, like runes, those stack. Gold stacks, arrows stack.
okay. And for those of you who don't know what stacking means, essentially you can hold more than one item in one slot. So if you have 28 boxes, which are inventory slots, some boxes can only hold one thing despite its size, but then some can hold 1,000 arrows in that one box, even though 1,000 arrows is 4 times the size of whatever you're holding. You can hold it in that one box.
Well, each box can be stackable. It just depends on what you have. Like right now, if I were to look at my
Right.
inventory, I have a bunch of pies for like because I'm grinding on like attack. So I have pies for health. The pies don't stack, but I have like runes in my inventory. Those stack. I have some gold that I've picked up on the ground. Those stack. And then I pick up bones to bury for like prayer XP. Bones don't stack.
Okay. Now tell me, what is the point of RuneScape? Like obviously it's an MMO, you just kind of get in, you max out a character, you have fun. But is
Yeah,
there
it's
any type of
essentially
storyline whatsoever?
there's a big story to it. I couldn't tell you what it is though.
Is it kind of like
It
Skyrim where there's just so much shit going on, you're like, yeah, whatever? Or is it like
Yeah,
Elden Ring
kinda.
where it's
It's just
just
kind
or
of just like a lot of story
uh
going to it. Uh, this game has been around for 20
years?
plus years, and they've always
Yeah.
added to it. So
Yeah, I remember playing it when I was like
yeah, when I was in like second grade is when I first started playing. I could assure you,
shit.
I did not understand what was going on.
You missed key storyline then.
Yeah, and even then, I really don't understand what's going on. I just go for the grind because I like it. Like
It's
eventually,
something
what I
to
want
do.
to do is I would like to grind because you could pay for membership with like real world like I can give Jagex like whatever it is for the membership,
Hmm.
or you could pay like 6 million in game currency for a 2 week membership, and you can do things while you are a member to make even more money to keep your membership going, and
But
you
you
would
would
never
have to
have
be
to.
playing though.
Yeah,
You would still have to actively be running.
yeah, but once you get that membership, there's so much more money to be made. It's just getting to that initial uh amount takes so much.
Okay. I think I've only ever played RuneScape once. It was for like 3 hours, which really isn't that long.
No, you didn't even scratch the surface. Yeah.
Like I was able to get to like I think like level 5, and I went to the PvP area.
The wilderness,
No, no, no. It was like a I don't know. It wasn't a
or did you
wilderness. It
go
was
on
like
like
a
a PvP server?
it was like a stadium though you could fight in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're
And
talking about. The
I
arena.
fought with the arena, and I fought with like the basics because I still didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, and you got your ass
And
handed to you.
oh, absolutely. But then I started like the guy messaged me that I was playing with, or girl, could have been, I don't know. I don't discriminate. There's girl gamers, they're not real, but they're there. And she whatever was like, hey, I can give you this or that or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And I kind of felt weird about it because I was like
Yeah.
10. And I was like, yeah, sure, okay. So I follow him, he goes to a chest, pulls out a thing, gives me like a knight's helmet,
Hmm.
and I felt really weird about getting a gift from an internet stranger. I felt like it was wrong and dirty, so I immediately exited out and I never played it again.
Why?
I
Your
thought I
parents
don't
told
know.
you not to talk to strangers. Is that what it was?
I mean, it was a part of it, but honestly, I think I felt like I was getting groomed, but I didn't know what like that term was. I just felt like this is weird. I
I
shouldn't be
think it was
getting
just
strangers.
somebody being nice to you.
I think so, but I was 10. I was scared of the outside world, and I was like, this guy wants to touch me. I'm leaving. And I never went back. My anxiety started young.
I mean, you should join it up again. It's fun just to grind, walk around, do some little quests.
I don't know. I might pick it up again. We'll see.
I mean, it's free. What do you got
It
to
is free.
lose?
That is very true. Yeah.
You can't just go to runescape.com and log in anymore, by the way, either. You have to download a launcher.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa. What's the point?
I mean, it runs much nicer.
Oh, does it? It's no long.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be what, browser based or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So pulling off of that's probably so much nicer. Or getting away from that, I should say. When it's not like they don't make money, you know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they have RuneScape 3. They have all the classic players that pay for memberships, too. Yeah. That's pretty much all I have to say about RuneScape, other than I really enjoy just having it on a second monitor when I'm, like, watching a video.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, and like you said, you don't really have to do anything, or sometimes it's a little in depth, so you fuck
I
around
mean,
with it for a while and then you do something else.
there are parts of the game, like, if you want to go do, like, a boss that you're gonna pay attention for.
Right.
But for the most part, you can kind of just glance at it every couple seconds. Well, yeah, and just make sure you're not dying if you're fighting something.
Okay.
Or you could play the stock market, the Grand Exchange.
Oh my god. I saw the dumbest fucking thing of of that. It's like, oh, you want to be a stockbroker? What experience do you have? And it's like the Grand Exchange, and like, yeah, we called your reference. The number didn't work, and everybody there, nobody knew what was going on.
Grand Exchange is like the stock market for RuneScape.
So can you? I wonder if you can make like a So how does that work?
You
Do
can.
stocks just randomly go?
So it depends on like what people are gonna pay for it. It's literally kind of like the free market. I mean, there's some things that Jagex does where
Mm-hmm.
they kind of limit the amount that you can sell at first, especially for like free to play characters.
Mm-hmm.
But once you're like into it, there's really it's really just like the free market. If I wanted to sell a like a pie for a gold coin, even though the pie's maybe worth like 1,000 a piece, I
Uh
can. But if I want to sell my pie at 2 grand, it probably won't happen.
huh. Okay, that is wild.
Yeah, mostly for that, you're just looking for items that you can sell. Like, what is it? I have like two-handed rune hammers in there right now. I bought for, can't remember. I want to say like 6 grand or something a pop. I don't remember what I sold them for. I ended up spending like 500K on like 21 of them, and I'm trying to sell them back for like another like 100 each than what I bought for.
But is it okay? But are the items really worth what you're selling them for, or is it
Yeah.
like, hey, I did the work, now
Well,
you
no,
can have
I
it?
bought them at a lower price, and I'm trying to resell them at a higher price. You want to
Okay, so you're
buy,
absolutely stock marketing this.
you want to
You're not
buy
adding
them,
anything to it,
you want to buy them at the lowest price you can at like
right?
where like nobody's playing,
To
where we
buy
get
low,
to
sell
like
high, diamond
when we
hands.
get to like later in the day at like 5, 6, 7 o'clock to like later at night, all the prices go up because there's more people online and they're
Right.
trying to pay. They're trying to find these items and they'll be willing to pay maybe a little bit more for them. That's what you're trying to
Okay.
get at.
Okay, so
There's
like let's say with these hammers, how hard was it to make them, or can
I
you
didn't
even make
make
them?
them. I just bought them.
I know, but can you make them?
Could I make them?
Yes, or
Yeah, I
is that
could,
something that could happen?
but I would have to grind for a long ass time to make them. To
Ah,
be able
okay.
to
So
make
at
them.
that point, that's okay. But with this, it's not necessarily stocks going
But
up and down in the
you the
company as much as it's
material the
items.
materials that go into it aren't like if I were to like go in make like if I have like the materials for it, some of the materials cost more than the item itself. You know what I'm saying? So you would like I would be
Hmm.
losing. I could be making more money if I were just selling the materials,
Right.
but you can also just sell the final product too. And that's what most people do. They look for the final product. Some people do buy materials. Like wood is like a constant. Like oak wood is 71 gold, like
Hmm.
69 to 71 gold, and you can just chop wood for hours and then go sell like a bunch of wood and you make a buttload of money.
Okay, but now in the in-game currency, how broken is it?
What, chopping wood?
Well, let's say like what would you say is like a lot of money in that to where you're like, oh, I can just get whatever I want. Like,
I
is
don't
there
even know
the
what the most expensive item is in RuneScape is.
yeah, that's what I'm
Most
asking.
expensive. I know it's worth at least probably maybe in the tens of millions. I don't know.
The Elysian Spirit Shield.
Yeah, it sounds about right. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, 2.14 billion gold pieces for a third age pickaxe.
That is $893 million.
Real life.
No, in-game
Oh,
currency. Let's see. Oh, that's the cheapest one on this list. The number one third age pick tag. Yeah, it's 2 billion.
so okay, so then you would need 2 billion. How
Mm-hmm.
do you even make 2 billion gold?
by selling other items.
Right, but how
You're
long
doing
do if
like so
you
if you do like bosses, some of the later game bosses, they have really good drops that you can just sell for a
okay.
lot of money, and you can just sit there and grind those end game bosses.
How often do the bosses spawn? Like, is this a lucrative
Oh,
enough
you can
business to
just
be
keep
like,
looping
huh?
it. They don't. They can as long as you get back there, they'll be there.
So how do bosses work? Is it like a dungeon situation or is it all overworld?
Yeah, you kind of just go into like a little dungeon area. You don't need other. You can't. It's just you soloing a boss, and you get the drop for it.
Okay. Now, do you think these people make like a good amount of IRL money?
Most people who well, the bots aren't doing that.
Right, that's an actual person because I'm sure
Yeah.
it's more complex than just writing a program.
Um, bots normally will farm things. So you send out like 100 bots to go, for example, just go chop down trees, right? And go sell the trees, and then you take all that money, all the gold that they've made off of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Now,
mostly what the
how long
bots
do
do.
you think it would take you to get $2 billion or gold
Uh,
pieces?
a long, long, long time,
Are we
especially
talking
in
like
free to play.
months?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, and just free to play, it would take you months to get there.
Free to play take me. I'd probably never get there.
Really?
Yeah, you would have to buy a membership to like really start doing.
And how much is one of these memberships? Now, I'm obviously
Uh,
I'm not gonna get into this, but
Let me look.
or at least the membership and trying to get this business going. But goddamn,
Buy membership. To buy membership, while it loads. So there's two options for membership.
hmm
You can buy an old school bond, which is it gives you 2 weeks of access to
hmm
membership, and that's $8. A membership itself is a monthly fee of 12.49.
Huh. What the fuck, dude? Now I keep seeing this OSRS and RS. What do all these acronyms mean here?
What was that?
I keep seeing these acronyms: OSRS,
OSR's
RS3.
OR, OSRS is old school RuneScape, and R3 is RuneScape 3.
Ah.
And let's see.
So is it all? So are they different games, or is it
Yeah, they're
just?
kind of different games. Old school RuneScape is like the game that you and I played as kids.
Where I was
RuneScape
groomed, yes.
3A is like that newer game. It takes place in the same world. It's just updated more frequently. It's updated
So it's not your daddy's RuneScape.
graphic. Yeah, it's not. I've never played RuneScape 3, so I couldn't really tell you what it's like.
Hmm.
Or going back to the Bond thing, you can buy one for 6.5 mil.
And how long would it take you to get that much money?
If I kept at it, like if I just played this game nonstop, I could probably do it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
2, 3 weeks. So then,
Yeah.
how do you make money when you have? What's the difference between being a member and not being a member? What
You
extra do you
get
get?
access to way more stats and more items. And those membership items cost way, 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 way more than uh members free to play items.
So it's basically paying for the nicer things or the
Mm-hmm.
ability to get the nicer things.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
And more quests with better drops. You can get more skills to do those quests.
Now, what do you okay, you say skills. What do you need? What like how many skills are there? What's the deal here?
There is in total that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18,
Jesus Christ.
21, 23. There's 23 total stats, but only what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everyone has access to uh most of them, but there's 8 of them that are members only. And then, and even in the free ones, right? There's only
Mhm.
some membership level stuff that you can do. So even the free ones are have some locks behind them. So for example, if I go to like mining, right?
Yeah.
Uh I can pretty much mine anything up to level 40 and then it gets to members stuff for a huge gap.
Mhm.
And then from 40 to level 55 is all members items. And then past 55, you get some more. But then past 70, it's all members stuff.
What do you mean by so 70 to 99
Yeah,
level? Oh,
99 is the
okay.
highest you can go.
Ah.
A better example is like,
Because I'm looking at it here on the OSRS, the old school RuneScape wiki,
mm-hmm,
and I see the members only skills.
mm-hmm,
And I kind of see what you're talking about, how some things you can get way better. So like you can make potions. I'm
yep,
sure that's fucking massive. You can
yep,
build a house. I don't know why. Farming I heard was really good. You can kill monsters that can't normally be defeated. I don't know what that's about.
mm-hmm. So that's Slayer, I believe.
Yes, but what do you mean certain monsters? What monsters are unable to be killed?
Um,
Why?
because you don't have access to them.
Huh.
But yeah, that's pretty much all free to play to membership stuff is though. They give you enough of the game that you want more and you'll pay for it.
Yeah. Well, especially if you've already done, if you've gotten up to level 40 and you're looking for something great, they probably know like they've got you hooked.
Yeah.
Hmm. So okay. I think I got it. I think I've kind of understand what you're saying here. So it's not necessarily that the game's not it's locked to you if, you got whatever the fuck. It's more of a DLC, a continuous paid DLC.
No, because that's not the case. The full game is paid,
What do you
right?
mean?
So think of what I'm playing as like a trial, like a free trial,
Oh, okay.
and then the membership unlocks the full game.
Okay. But even then, you can still do so much
You
shit
could do a
being
lot in free just play stuff. I won't doubt that. Like I've played free to play for a long time and I enjoy it still. Like there's a part of me that doesn't want to go to members because I have to sink so much time into it
to become a member or to make it worth being a member.
to make it worth being a member.
Okay.
And
Huh.
it's like the same thing with Club Penguin, remember?
No, I never really messed with Club Penguin.
Oh, okay.
Like I know of it, I've seen people play it, but I think I made an account, but I never did anything with it.
It was the same thing with Club Penguin. Like there was a good portion of the game and items you can get as a free member, but certain things were paid membership stuff.
Okay. Okay. You know what? The more we talk about it, the more I kind of want to just try it out.
Like I said, there's nothing wrong. It's free.
Well, you can play with people, can't you? Like you can be on the
Yeah.
same servers and you can
Yep.
just like go hang out with each other.
Yep.
Hmm.
I more view it as just like a not an auto clicker at, but like I said, like a second monitor is kind of a thing.
Do you think that there's more things that fall into the second monitor genre?
Yeah, auto clicker games.
No, a lot of clicker games, I don't know. It's fun,
It's just see big number.
right? It's just you just keep climbing and climbing until you're like, all right, I'm tired of working on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting, weird, but interesting. Now, did you see that Nick Offerman was in The Last of Us?
I heard about it. I don't. I'm not watching The Last of Us though.
Well, yeah, you don't like it, and I get why you don't like it. I mean, I think
The
it
story's
was a
okay,
decent,
but it's
yeah, it's a
just like
decent
another
game.
post-apocalyptic
Yeah,
thing, and I'm not all into it.
yeah. He played well. I'm gonna tell you anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Is it the it was the two it was the gay men, right? He was one of the gay men.
Yeah, he's Bill.
I don't know who that is.
He's one of the gay guys. He's
Yeah, but I
like,
know he played as a gay man, and I think they
yeah.
killed him, and it was really sad. Everybody was sad because they got to watch this happy couple, and then
They killed his well in the game. I don't know how they did it in the video in the show, but in the video game, they got into it because he was way too overprotective, and he's like, I gotta live free. You know, I'm tired of these rules and him being so paranoid and blah blah blah. Like the relationship collapsed. So he
yeah.
went out. He ends up finding, he does all this shit to get a truck, and then the battery's dead at the end of it. So he's like, he was already bit, so he just hung himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's what happens in the game. I don't know how they do it in the
They
show,
probably just have him like shoot him or something.
maybe, but I mean, the thing is, in the game, you wouldn't even know that he's gay.
Mm-hmm.
Like they make like one they allude to it once,
Yeah.
but they just keep saying partner the same way that you and that one chick were partners in the beginning of the game. So it's like, oh, but they weren't together.
Mm.
So I mean, like it's I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I just know Nick Offerman's in it, and now I kind of want to watch it.
I mean, he's only in it for one episode, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think it's like an episode, maybe like
Six.
a flashback in episode 6 later or some shit. I just want to see how he does. I just like him as an actor. He really just plays the same guy over and over again.
Yeah.
I think
That
he's had a
Ron
couple.
Swanson character really defined
Yes,
him.
yeah. Now he's had a couple where he's like the overly nice
Well, he's kind of like that
mustached
in
guy.
real life
Yes,
too,
yes, he
but
is. That's
he's
what I've heard.
just escalated it up to 11.
Yeah. So I think he's been typecasted. I mean, there's just nothing you can do. Once you're in something, you're in something. Especially with TV.
Speaking of typecasting TV, I watched the Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide podcast
Uh,
yesterday,
yeah.
and that was one of the things that the actor that played Ned had talked about. He's like, I feel great. I've um I played this character for X amount of years. I'm an
3
actor.
seasons, which is a Nickelodeon season, which goes on for fucking ever.
Give me the Hollywood contracts, right?
Yeah.
And he couldn't find any acting work. He had to learn acting. He had to go to acting school. While the character that played Mose has been in like 100 different things.
Has she really?
Yeah, she's in like Pretty Little Liars now too.
Is that still going on?
I think so.
I never understood. What even is
I don't know.
Pretty
I've
Little
never watched
Liars?
it. I heard about it,
I think they
and
killed somebody or something, and then it's just
it's just like a. My guess would be like a tweeny show.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
Like a teenage drama kind of a thing.
yeah.
Which there's some good ones out there.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. What is it? Skull and Bones was really good. That's kind of a tweeny thing.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
It's based on a book. It's
No,
like
well, that's
another
probably why I never heard
fantasy
of it.
thing. It's on Netflix. It's actually good. should watch it.
Hmm. Right now, I'm looking at Ned's acting work.
Yeah, he hasn't done much. He was supposed to be in Rust.
Rust.
That's the movie that got kind of canned because Alec Baldwin accidentally shot somebody.
Oh, is that what they were working on?
Yeah,
Apparently, it's a western.
yeah, it was a western.
Oh, interesting.
Which I don't think Alec Baldwin, in my opinion, and I could be wrong. Everything I've heard about it and seen about it, I don't think
Mm,
Alec Baldwin should have been charged with anything. As
no,
an
I
actor
mean,
being handed something that's supposed to be a prop gun, handled by the props team, yeah, it
right,
goes against gun safety to check, but what does a blank look like different from a bullet?
right. And honestly, they feel. I mean, you're not, especially they don't give you
They can
an
fire
entire
real.
loaded magazine. You
A
know,
prop
it's
gun is just a normal gun with prop ammo.
exactly. And it wasn't
Um,
even a bullet, wasn't it? Like
well,
something where other was in
I
there.
should take that back. There are prop weapons that just fire just like on a battery and like a charge thing, and they can make like like puff out smoke with LEDs. There are
Right.
prop weapons. Um, but those cost a lot of money. It's a low budget film. Maybe a regular firearm's cheaper.
Right. I'm trying to look how real prop guns are. Or either
But
guns or specifically made to be blank firing only dummy rounds. So they would absolutely be a real gun, just
here's the thing.
a little
On the
differently
set,
made.
the props master and the firearms expert are out in the desert shooting them with real bullets, and real bullets got mixed in with the prop rounds,
Yeah.
and it cost somebody their life. And I don't believe that should be on the actor who did it.
Do you think it should be more on the prop
It should
master?
be 100% on the props and firearms master.
Well, like that's his whole thing, right? He's supposed to make sure everything is 100%. I
It
mean,
was
what's an actor know about
it was
guns
a woman, but yeah,
or woman, whatever? They need to know everything about the gun. I mean, that's their whole job. They
it's
literally
your
have
job.
master in the name.
Should if
Also,
they're
I would.
using
Oh
real
my god,
guns, I mean,
you're
and you have a
right.
blank round in it. I don't. The blank round looks like a real round,
It really does.
and so I couldn't really tell you the difference. Maybe the weight, but
Even
you're
then,
not
you would
taking
have
it
to.
out and doing it.
Right, you don't have the scale right there to the gram going, oh yeah, this is not the real one. So you think that's gonna be like the new Cursed movie?
Yeah, same kind of like how with what is it, The Crow was.
The Crow.
Yeah, where Brandon Lee died.
Who the fuck is Brandon Lee?
He's Bruce Lee's son.
Oh, how did he die?
So kind of the same thing, except what had happened, they were using prop rounds. Everything was taken care of, right?
Yeah.
What had happened is when they fired the prop weapon, the cartridge, I believe, malfunctioned and it shot out
Like a piece of something, right?
it shot out like shrapnel, and the
Yeah.
shrapnel entered into his chest and through his heart.
That was literally a 1 in a million. I mean,
Yeah, like they were
but
doing everything
still,
right, and
right.
he still died. So
Hmm. Did they ever release The Crow?
yeah, The Crow's out. It's a
Oh
movie.
shit.
I own the movie. I own both
Do
of
you
them.
really? There's
Hmm.
two of them?
Yeah,
Oh, apparently there's a lot. The Crow,
yeah.
City of Angels, Salvation, Wicked Prayer.
It's yeah. The first one's probably the best one.
Let's see.
It's a real low budget movie.
Do, 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 do.
And so what they did is they kind of like filmed around. It was the filming was mostly done. So what they did is they kind of just had taken scenes, put in other scenes to make it work, and having like stunt doubles fill in the rest and kind of hide their face for the rest of it.
Oh, okay. But this was supposed to be like a anti-hero revenge type of
Yeah,
story.
Kind of the
Okay.
same thing what happened with Heath Ledger when he overdosed and died. Uh, they were still filming The Dark Knight,
Oh
and
yeah, he died like 3/4 of the way through it or something.
yeah, and I believe Brad Pitt was one of the actors that stepped in as a body double for Heath Ledger because I think they were friends. I could be wrong about that.
I don't know enough about it.
I know
Who
there's a couple
else?
couple actors that stepped in to
Yeah, I know
fill the
Philip
role.
Seymour Hoffman died in between because he was a major part of the Hunger Games series,
Yep. They
and
I
I think
believe
he died
CG
between 2 and 3.
I believe they CGI'd him though.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like the same way they did with what's his name, Walker,
Walker.
Paul Walker.
Oh, Paul Walker, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Speaking
with them, they got like his brother or something.
Yeah, I don't know what they did for him.
Yeah, they got his brother to be like the body or something, and then I don't know how. That's the rumor I heard. Like could be
I
like some
couldn't tell you
National
how that
Enquirer
worked.
shit.
I'm not a fan of the Fast and Furious movies.
Oh, dude, they're making another one, a 10th
Yeah,
one with Jason Momoa. I
Fast
feel like
10.
we've already talked about this,
We
but
have. I
okay.
think the ending of the last Fast and Furious movie, whenever it is, they should just all hold hands and jump off a bridge.
No, they're gonna hold hands through the windows of the cars,
Hmm.
and then they're
And
just gonna
then,
fucking slam on the gas and go just drive off together,
uh,
and then
yeah,
they'll all parachute away into the sunset.
uh,
Do you think that when people rode off into the sunset, that it was like the worst fucking thing because they can't see a goddamn thing?
yeah, the
And
sun's
then,
in your eyes.
yeah, and like
But
people
they
watching
got the
them,
cowboy hat.
that you know what? That's true. They got the cowboy hat, but the
They
people
tilt your
watching them are
head,
just like, yeah,
tilt
fuck it, he's gone.
tilt your head down a little bit, you'll be okay.
Yeah, dude, you think a 10 or a 12-gallon hat would be
I don't
it?
know why we measure hats in gallons either. That makes no
I
sense to me.
don't know either. What?
And I'm not
Yeah.
looking it up. I'd rather
Oh,
just forever be why.
I don't think I think the the colloquialism or whatever it is around it's like, oh yeah, it can hold 10 gallons.
I don't think it's actually holding like liquid.
But no, yeah, it doesn't. Apparently, it's just the Spanish word of galón, which let me look that up. Let me make sure that's legit. There we go. I meant that. Let's see. What the fuck? Oh, the problem is in English it's still gallon, but galón, it, I don't know how it could mean braid, a stripe, ribbon. I think gallon is just like a kind of mashing of the words. And in Spanish, someone said galón, and they're like, "Oh, it means gallons," type thing. So there you go. Galón means like a thread or a braid. So it's a 10 braid hat essentially.
But okay.
I don't know what you want from me, man. I don't think gallon was a word when.
Oh, it
Where did
was
the word gallon come from?
it's a unit of measurement. Who
Right.
came up with any of it?
Exactly. But it's part of the imperial system. Well, so wasn't it when the fucking guy died and then they were like, yeah, I
We
know
need to make one
stuff?
up. I'm
Yeah.
assuming the imperial system was always a thing. It just was a lesser used um unit of measurement, system of measurements.
See, this could be what I talk about. But yeah, it was first developed in Britain in let's say the 1800s. So let's say the 1800, like literally 1799, 1800, bam. Imperialism is a thing.
Imperialism.
Or not, imperial measuring systems. Imperialism's been around for a while. Well, long before that. But let's say
Let's see.
imperial measuring systems 1800, bam, it's there. The
Hmm.
Spanish language had been being spoken, I'm sure, hundreds of years before that. And on
Oh
top of
yeah,
that, I think, braiding and things like that. I mean, that's the first way humans figured out how to do shit. They braided shit together to make baskets and all that. So
that's
I can
weaving.
definitely see what. Okay, so braided hair. I don't know, man. There wasn't barbers back in the day, so they had to braid their hair. So that's where it came. I don't know. Maybe that's where it came from. Anyways, people have been braiding since the dawn of time. Spanish kind of came along. I think the word galon kind of got in there, and then somebody, because like the French, English, and Spanish were all right there, it just kind of got mixed in. Somebody heard that, and it's just been a fun little thing ever since.
Yeah, you're
We
probably right.
we learned a lot of things here on this show. You're welcome. It's all speculation, but still. When was Spanish?
Uh,
Late third century before our Lord and Savior. Cheez-Its.
yeah. So what was that?
Uh,
300 BC.
yeah. Well, late third, so 301, I guess, since we're
Late
counting
means
down.
late. Yeah,
Yeah, what does that mean? Yeah, late, like late 390, but that's earlier. But the
yeah. Once it gets to BC, it's kind of confusing, isn't it? We don't use BC anymore. It's BCE.
before the
Which
Common Era, right?
it's before the Constantine. I think it's like before Constantinople or before Constantine.
Oh, that's nobody's business but the Turks.
No, Constantine, Emperor
Oh,
Constantine.
the movie with Keanu Reeves. Constantine. I don't know how to spell Constantine. Well, Constantine was in it, but what the fuck was? Okay. Yeah. So he created Constantinople, whatever. So Constantine made
Oh, I'm sorry.
Christianity?
I'm
What's going
sorry.
on?
I'm so sorry. It stands
Okay.
for before the common or current era.
Okay. I don't know. I
So,
just heard Common Era once in a song, and now I just thought that's what it was. Also, I misread the plot to Constantine, and I thought it
uh,
said supernatural exorcist and dermatologist John Constantine helps a policewoman prove her sister's death was not a suicide but something more. It's demonologist.
the idea counts from years from the birth. So BC and AD. The idea counts years from the birth of Jesus, which was first proposed in the year 512 or 525 by Diogenes Exiguus, a Christian monk. Standardizing Julian and Gregorian calendars. A system spread throughout Europe and the Christian world. Yeah, AD stands for Anno Domini, in the year of our Lord, and BC for before Christ. BC and CE. CE stands for common or current area, while BCE stands for yada yada yada. Although they still date from at least the early 1700s, they haven't been in frequent use by the Jewish academics for more than 100 years, but became more widespread in the later part of the 20th century. Okay, what's the difference? What is the time difference?
I think it's
BC
literally
should appear.
interchangeable.
Okay, BC appears after.
Did you know that Constantine, the movie with Keanu Reeves, is a DC movie?
Yeah, Constantine is a
I
uh
didn't know that. John
DC kid.
Constantine,
Yeah.
notorious con man and grifter. Not like Keanu at all.
Bro, what is the time?
What is this? Biography
BC
for kids. Constantine was great. Okay.
difference. Oh, it's the same time. It's just however you want to write it.
I figured as much. Well, that's neat. How did we get here? What the fuck are we talking about?
We went from like I couldn't tell you.
We were talking about RuneScape, and I don't know how we got here. Spanish. When was Spanish imperial system?
Yeah,
And
that's what you
that's
had said.
and
Spanish, and you said years, and when it was all downhill from there.
it really was. Oh, dude, I got new glasses,
Uh
so
huh.
I can. My eyes stayed about the same. I
Uh huh.
have a lazy eye and an astigmatism, I think, in both of them.
Uh huh.
But I got some new glasses, and the frames, they're fucking badass.
Uh huh.
So these frames, they're rimless at the bottom because I'm still a fucking '90s hacker man.
Uh huh.
And what here's the kicker for them: the legs. You know how they're usually like just plastic or metal or whatever, and they
Mm-hmm.
just have that one shape and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
This one has a fucking hinge right where it gets past the ear, so you can put
Mm-hmm.
them in sport mode.
You put in sport mode.
Yes, I can literally you instead of having it straight like glasses are, I can
Uh-huh.
literally click them and they go down and they hug the back of my ear, so that way if
Okay.
I'm doing something,
They won't fall off your
aka sports,
face.
they will not fall off my face.
Pretty cool. They let you drive with your eyes though.
What do you mean?
You said I have a lazy eye, astigmatism.
Oh yeah, it's tough driving at night. By the time I'm like 50 or 60, I will probably have a thing on my license that says "Do not let drive at night." So that's fucking neat. Uh, so I got that. I got like all the shit for my glasses because there's one thing I hate. It's when glasses get scratched,
Mm-hmm.
and so I had to get like my lens is already thick as fuck because I'm blind as shit. So I'm wearing these Coke bottle ass glasses, and then I have like 2 or 3 layers of protective shit. But the problem is, it might be physically good or like resist scratches, but it's so easy for this film to just come off of them. So they're like, yeah, if that happens within a year, just bring it back. We'll just give you new glasses. And I'm like, what the fuck? How often does this happen? Like, I can't leave it in a hot car. I didn't ask what a hot car was. I can't even use like hot water to clean my glasses. Like, if I got, I don't know,
A hot
blood
car is a
on them.
hot car.
Right. But what's a hot car? Like, when does it get hot?
You leave it outside for a car's
I,
gonna get
I would have hoped that
warm.
you leave your car outside.
A car's gonna get warm in like warm weather in like 10 minutes.
Right. But when does it become a car and then a hot car? Like, is it
Like
like
10 minutes.
110 minutes?
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
when it gets like above the outside temperature.
I think what I'm gonna do for the next video is go into a hot car and be there for 10 minutes so I can fucking stunt on the babies.
Oh, you're gonna be dying. I'm
Yeah.
kidding, not kidding. Hot cars are no joke, especially here in
Oh
Florida.
yeah. Oh no, yeah. Deep South Texas, man. Nice triple degree weather,
Yeah,
triple degree heat. Yo, you'll
you
fucking
car
die.
the car the hot car you get from what's called the greenhouse effect is when the light's
Yeah.
shining through like the windows, it's getting refracted and spreading out and getting
Yeah.
warmer.
Because light is energy, and energy means temperature. Always remember that. That's a real thing. I'm not just talking out of my ass.
Yeah.
So yeah, I now have sports mode. So whenever I'm doing my nursing stuff, it really works out. And man, I have seen some shit this last week.
Yeah.
So I can't really get too far into it, but I saw a couple of operations done. I was in the OR, so I saw
Did you have
a
to hold the tweezers and did you
no,
hit
but I
did
really
you hit the
wanted to.
side and did his red nose go off?
No, if they
Do
might
you have
have
to
had
pull
a
up
red
the silly
nose, but
bone?
right in their tummy, yeah. But I saw a gallbladder get taken out like
Oh.
live. It was wild, and I got to play with it. Not play with
Oh
it, like I
yeah.
wasn't there like fucking high school with the
Ooh,
baby,
like a
like
hacky sack.
yeah. And I wasn't like the frog from the Looney Tunes, like oh hello my baby, hello my darling. I don't even know if people remember that fucking.
Oh yeah, I do.
Well, yeah, but we're old. We're like 85, and so I got to like touch it, feel it, and like I slapped it a couple times, and it like jiggled all weird. And the nurse was like, "Oh yeah, it's fun, right?" And I'm like, maybe I should stop. This is moving over to the weird part." But she's
I
like, "Yeah,
had my
yeah, no, keep
gallbladder.
playing." Oh, dude, it feels
I don't want to know how it felt
okay. No, I'm gonna tell
because
you.
mine was full of gallstones, like up to the brim.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to
So
think.
if you imagine the inside of it,
Yeah,
uh, imagine
just
it
rocks.
filled with like gallstones.
Okay.
So it probably wasn't as jiggly as the one you were playing with.
No, no, this one was fucked up, but it wasn't like that. So I'm trying to. So think of like those tubes that you have as a kid that like keep going in on themselves, you know, that have the
Yeah,
hole, basically like the weird fleshlight for
I
children.
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. It felt like that, but think of the plastic being a lot less thin or a lot less thick,
Hmm.
and it you couldn't balance it one way or the other because the liquid inside would just go to one side and like try and fall off your hand.
Hmm.
Now I can imagine yours felt like that, but then if you put a bunch of Orbeez that were hard in it, that's what it felt like.
Hmm.
Oh, it was neat. Now another thing that I was watching, I watched a couple of those, and I watched a couple what are called
Uh,
hysteroscopy,
they stick a
and
camera somebody.
yep, literally they put one in a woman in her woman parts and they take a look around. And man, I felt I'm sure everybody's like, it's fine. It's a procedure, who cares? But I was so I'm there to learn. So I'm watching everybody, specifically the nurses, because I don't care what the doctor's doing. He's the doctor, he's doing this stuff. I don't care. Like obviously I'll pay attention to him and what he's doing, but I need to look
Hmm.
at the nurses to see how they're moving around, what are they looking for? How are they interacting around? But I kept feeling weird because I would keep watching the doctor work, and I would be like, I've been watching this too long. I have to look at the nurse now because I didn't want them to think that I was being a creeper staring at this woman's vagina. But I promise I wasn't. Like I was legitimately like learning and seeing and trying to find out like any little thing I could. So I'd see what he was doing. I'd look around. But the problem was I'm so fucking awkward that is I would just look and I'd be like it'd be like 3 or 4 seconds. I'd be like, I'm looking too long. I need to look away. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does. I mean, you can go back like what was it, 86, not even, probably like 60, 70 years ago with a woman hysteria and you go to the doctor to get your vagina diddled.
That's also true.
So I wouldn't feel too bad about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I just felt weird staring at what he was doing and what he was working on and so, but it was fine. It was fun. They tried to offer me a job. They're like, "Yeah, just come back anytime." Cuz I just helped out a little bit to clean up, in between procedures, you got to clean everything, bleach and
Are you dabbing the
alcohol and
doctor's
everything.
forehead, getting the sweat off?
No. Nah, dude, they keep it cold as fuck in there.
Oh, I'm sure they do. You kind of
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah. I had to put on somebody else's scrubs
I
to
don't
go
think
into
that's
the
how that works.
No, no, I did. I had to put on a different set of scrubs and I don't know why.
Well, I know you got to have like the protection, like
Yeah, I
the
had the booties on and I had the
well,
hairnet.
the sterile stuff.
Yeah.
But you wore some other doctor's scrubs, or some other person's scrubs,
Yes.
like what you would wear under that kind of stuff.
Underwear and an undershirt.
You know what I'm
That's what
saying
I
though, like
wore.
under the sterile stuff.
Yeah.
Like you'd have that smock, the hairnet, the booties,
Yes.
but you were
The
wearing like,
gloves.
but you were wearing somebody else's, like,
Literal scrub top and pants.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I I don't know because it was like, oh, they're disinfected or whatever, but we still have to go all around the hospital to transport patients
Hmm.
or the clinic, so we go out of the operating room and we go do these things. So it's not like it's still clean when I leave.
I don't know what kind of
I don't know. I think they just wanted to see
19
my undies.
1970s fucking hospital you're in.
I don't know, dude. What do you call underwear? Do you just call them underwear? Have you ever said
Yeah,
undies?
underwear or boxers.
Boxers. Are you a boxers man or a boxer briefs?
I don't know what the difference is.
Okay, so the boxers are that fabric. Like think
Are
of
they
like
the
your
loose one or are they the tight ones?
I guess tight.
Yeah,
They're like more cloth than they are the
I
like
do
table runner material
yeah, I do those. The more tight ones, the ones that are kind of like the same material as underwear are,
that
you
can
know what I'm
stretch
talking?
out. Yeah,
Yeah, I wear
yeah.
those.
I can't do the other boxers. The
I can't
ones
yeah,
where,
the
I,
more loose fitting ones.
yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, I can't wear them either because I'll try and wear them and they'll like start to ride up and I'll get like chafed like on my
Shh.
thighs.
I rip mine. I rip all of them.
Oh, really?
I don't know why. I ain't got a fucking dump trunk of an ass, but like I'll be moving around and I'll squat and then all of a sudden just boom blows out the crotch. And I'm not packing heat. Ask Shelby. She'll tell you. She's like, yeah, I fake it. So like obviously just something is weird with these underwear. Maybe I was getting them from like a discount store and I just didn't know it,
Getting them
but
from the Dollar General.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, all that was fun. Man, I seen some things. I want to go deeper into it, but I can't.
Yeah,
technically. So
attorney-client privileges.
yeah, and all that fun stuff. I can tell you what operations are done at a hospital, but I can't tell you that's it.
Yeah, HIPAA's
uh,
fun.
HIPAA is fun, and I get it. I wouldn't want somebody to know, like, I don't know, I'm getting,
Geraldine got her. Yeah, I get what you're
yeah,
saying.
got her butthole done or something. I don't know. Can't really be out there putting that information out. Now
Yeah,
she's telling everybody, "Oh,
that's
Geraldine."
that's her. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I do like is that since I'm not from the area, I don't know any patients at all because a lot of
Oh,
the
that would
problem
be
is,
really weird.
oh my god, yeah, because that's a lot of the problems that my classmates are having. It's the hospitals we're going to and the clinics we're going to. They're all in like smaller parts of the area where I live. More country.
Hmm.
So they're like, oh, I know them, or I know the last name because they're married to so and so, and she's married to them, and this and that, and she's an alcoholic, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So we should send
Uh,
those blood levels out, huh?
are you in like the sticks area where your doctors are your veterinarians at the same time, or
No, it's not that bad. I'm sure that it does happen, and I'm sure it happens probably like 2 hours out from where I'm at, probably an hour and a half. But no, not in my immediate area. They just put on the same 1950s housewife dishwashing gloves, the
yeah,
Dexter's mom specials, and just
Dexter
get in
Mom
there.
specials, the Dexter Mom 9000s.
Yeah. Oh man. One weird thing is if you go into my room right now, I so since I'm a guy and most nurses are not, um, they usually only carry the small, medium, and the large gloves. And
Hmm.
sometimes the large gloves still don't fit. Some do, some don't.
How
So what
big are
I
your
do is
hands, bro?
they're not that big. That's the
My
thing.
hands are
But
like the size of your hands.
I don't know. We should put them together and test
You
it,
know
and
what?
then lock
I'm
fingers.
gonna
No,
retract that statement.
no, you're not. Next time you're here, we're sleeping together, and maybe our hands will figure it out. Anyway, so I have always have gloves on me, but I forget that I have like extra gloves because they're not
Hmm.
sterile. They're just like, hey, I need to do like I gotta help you piss, so you can't move your arm, so I gotta hold it, or I gotta put a bedpan or something, whatever.
Yeah.
So I have a number of them. So my bedroom looks like we have some weird medical fantasy role playing thing we do
Oh God.
because I just have gloves all over the fucking place, and they're like the nice, like the not surgery gloves, but they're gloves and they're
Yeah.
latex, and it just gets weird real quick.
That's gonna be my next question. Are you using latex gloves?
Yes.
Yeah, latex is
Um.
the only way to go.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I feel
Like,
bad for anybody who's allergic to latex because literally 90% of shit is.
um, what is it? When I used to work in restaurants, one of the time they were like, "We're gonna save money, and so we're gonna cheap out on the gloves." And they used to get like those really crummy plastic gloves.
Oh, that you wear them for like 2 seconds, your hands like sweating
Uh,
and they just stick.
yeah, and I'm like,
Yes.
we can't. I can't. We need to get our latex gloves back.
At least for the kitchen. Like the people that are chopping and actually doing it. Like if it's just for, well, I guess the cook does everything too. So never mind. Yeah, you need to get those back.
I'm like, I can't grip anything.
Yeah.
It's more danger. I'd rather use. It'd be safer for me to use my bare hands.
Yeah. For both you and the customer. Like those shitty plastic ones, you can probably use at like Chipotle or
Yeah, something
Subway.
where you're like using a scoop
Right.
or you're doing a little bit of spreading. Not
Right.
me holding knives and pots and pans and hot things and
Yeah.
like
Do your
why?
hands sweat?
My hands will sweat, yeah, like especially in the gloves.
Oh my god, dude. I've had to
But
wear
it's one of the best feelings when I'm like done like on a rush and I can take off my gloves for a second
and then it's just a
and
puddle.
yeah, there's like sweat inside the gloves. Anyways, but your hands can breathe and you're like,
Oh
oh.
my god, yes.
But wearing gloves is also a detriment because at one of the restaurants I worked at, you're technically supposed to wear gloves, but I wouldn't have them wear gloves on this machine because it was a roller. It was
Hmm.
a dough roller, and I mean it. It was two steel
Yeah.
rollers that would be rolling out things super thin.
Yeah.
This guy,
Oh no.
somebody was talking to him, and he wasn't paying full attention. And he put the dough in, but the dough kind of stuck to the glove and got tuck it
Oh.
in with it. And there's blades in there, and so his hand went through the roller and the blades, and I think it was his middle finger on his left hand, got degloved.
Just the middle finger?
Yes, the middle finger.
Wait, so you're saying it got degloved or it got
Yeah,
taken off?
degloved.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, that was my first day in charge of this restaurant.
Oh my god, dude. Everybody's looking at you. Oh no.
I'm like,
Go to the take the rest of the day off. Go to the
So
hospital.
I'm like, okay, we need to get you not here. And
Yeah,
I'm
out the
sending
back.
one of his another employee that worked there. It was his friend. They'd known each other for a while. They went to school together. So I was like, okay, you go take him to the hospital. Uh, until somebody else can go there and sit with him.
Yeah.
And I went to go send him out. Front house manager's like, no, you need to wait for the owner to come down. Excuse me?
What?
Excuse me? None of
Have the
us are
owner meet him at
doctors.
the fucking hospital,
N-
bro.
None of us are doctors.
Right. Oh,
You
I don't even know.
I'm not a doctor. You're not a doctor.
The
Owner's
owner's
definitely
not a
not a
doctor.
doctor.
So what did you do? Did you like turn off the machine, try and fish it out,
This
or
poor
what?
man had to sit down for like 20
Oh,
minutes
oh my god.
while the owner got ready to go to the hospital to take him there. By the way, we work maybe 5 minutes away from the hospital.
Oh my god.
It's literally right down the road.
Oh no.
I could have thrown him there. All you had to do was take him there. I call his emergency contact, and they'll get
Right.
there, and you come back. It's
Oh
not
man.
that hard to. I didn't know much about it, but I'm like, figure that one out really quickly.
Right.
And I have another guy in the back making fun of him for it. Ask him if he needs a hand. It was a disaster.
Oh no, his career as the hamburger helper mascot is over.
And here I'm trying to give him water. This man's in shock, and I'm
Oh
trying to
my.
give it to his hand that's all fucked up.
No, bro, what are you doing?
What do you mean? I'm trying to help. I'm trying to give him water, give him something to sip on.
In the hand that's fucked up.
Well, he's
Here,
holding
hold
it.
this. You're
He's
fine.
holding like paper towels on his hand, right? So I'm just trying to hand it to him. So it really didn't matter what I did. I was like, here, I'll just put it here for you. You can figure it out. I gotta go clean up
Did you
your
at least give
mess.
him a straw or something? Like, you don't have to
No,
hold it here.
I didn't give him a straw. Oh my god. And they wouldn't even let me shut down the kitchen for like 10 minutes to clean it
Oh my
up.
god.
I
What were they just like,
I
yeah,
have
we just want
blood
to use
all
this
over this
machine.
machine and I gotta clean it out.
Oh my god.
I found his tip of his finger.
Oh, did you give it back to him?
No.
And oh, you kept it or what? You made
No,
a
I threw it
necklace?
away.
Oh, bro, what if they needed it at the hospital and he came back like, oh
What are
no,
they
they
gonna
can
do with the
I
fucking
don't
ripped
know.
off skin?
I don't.
they're gonna get a plastic surgeon in there to figure that shit out. Not some dude working for $11 an hour.
They called the auto tech next door and like, yeah, we're gonna need a lot of Bondo. We can rebuild it. Oh man. So like, so a degloved took a bit of the finger off. How much would you say it took off?
So if you look at your just below the fingernail.
That was entirely gone,
Yeah.
and the skin all on his finger was gone.
Yeah.
You
It
think they
it
got skin from his ass to like graft
I
on?
did not ask. He
Oh,
showed
you
up
should have.
so here at this point in my career and working in restaurants, I smoked a lot of drugs to cope with the stress of it.
Being in a restaurant, yeah,
I smoked a lot of weed.
yeah.
Uh, this was towards like the end of this was maybe in the beginning of maybe the first or second week in December when this happened. Okay.
And are you in a place where it snows
No,
or
I'm
no?
in
Okay.
Florida.
I didn't know where you were working.
Um, the tradition of where we worked is you can't really drink during the party, but whatever happened beforehand is oh well. So a lot of people
Okay.
pre-gamed.
Yeah.
Not everybody spoke to like a lot, but most of the people in there did. So all majority of us are sitting at a table. One of my
Like the park bench
employees,
outside or what?
no, we're sitting at like
The inside table?
yeah, like the diner tables, the
Okay.
dining room tables. We're sitting there. One of my employee goes, "Raise your hand if you're sober." We all looking around at each other. No one raised their hand. He's like, "Okay." Then the employee shows up.
Just gonna say, is that it? Like, what do you mean?
Then the other employee that lost got his degloving showed up, and he's sitting at another table behind us.
Oh,
And I
he's
go,
shame or
I
what?
said his name. Fuck.
Yeah.
I said that's not his real name. I go, are you high
Just
right
bleep it
now?
out, dude.
I
Yeah.
I I will bleep it out.
Oh,
I have
oh.
to remember. I have to go through and scrub through it to find it, but I will.
Can
Um,
you write it down? Is there not a timestamp?
the timestamp I get is about an hour ago.
Oh, fuck.
Um, so I go, "Are you high right now?" He's like, "Oh yeah, they give me some really good drugs to deal with this pain." I was like, "Oh, okay, he's probably higher than we are right now. Good, good to know." The owners come down, they're drunk. Another employee probably drunk drive there. It was a
Jesus
great
Christ.
time.
Oh my god.
There's food. They got like food from this really nice barbecue restaurant. It was great. I liked working there. I just kind of hated working there at the same time.
Yeah, it's one of the things. It was the worst of times. It was the best of times type shit.
Yeah.
I feel like
God.
the camaraderie is what you miss.
Yeah. You
Like
get
that's
off
the
of work,
thing.
you go to
Yeah,
another coworker's house. You're all
get
sitting
high.
around chilling. Yeah, somebody bought a video game. We'll play that. Somebody bought a movie. We'll watch it.
Oh man,
I
that
remember one time the what is it, Mortal Kombat 9 had just come out and somebody had bought
yeah.
it. Nobody was playing it. We had played with each other and everybody kind of stopped. So I booted up the campaign just to see
Uh,
because Mortal Kombat's not known for like this riveting campaign, but there it's
no.
like a B movie, right? You're
Oh,
gonna
dude,
sit and like watch a
best.
B movie.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. I had like six guys just sitting around watching play Mortal Kombat, just watching the story, and none of us knew what was going on because we weren't right in our heads.
Jesus.
It was great.
Oh man, good times. I hope that guy got his water.
He did.
No straw, probably no ice.
No, I didn't put any ice in there for him because I thought he was gonna like stick his hand in the water.
Oh
That was my
yeah.
thought process behind it. I don't know what was going through my head. I just watched this man lose. I thought lose a finger.
On your first day of being in charge.
Yeah, I was getting trained
Oh my god.
by
So
some
what
other
did
employee
so
that
what did the other
was.
employee do? He's just like, okay. Or was
I
he the wait for the owner guy?
No, that was the front house manager.
Uh
I was sending him out the back door. It was like within
oh
it
yeah.
seconds of it happening.
Yeah.
Front house manager's like, "Oh, I want to take a look at it. I gotta call the darn bitch."
Just, jeez. Just wait for the doctors and everything to do it. Like they'll take much better notes and actually look at what the fuck they're looking at or know what they're looking at.
From what I heard, they made him sit in the waiting room for a while too. I was like, "Damn, that kind of sucks. You gotta sit there with the
Yeah.
owner."
I mean, technically, it's not life threatening, and the finger's already gone. So
Well, it's a degloving. It's not. It was degloved, so I don't know.
yeah, it's like they can get you in and out, but nobody's gonna be like
I was there for a
rushing you
long
in.
time.
Yeah.
You have anything else you got to talk about?
Uh, no, I feel pretty good. Shelby and I are playing this new game, kind of on our own, called Moving Out,
Hmm.
and it's not a joke for like me getting kicked out of the house or whatever, but
That wouldn't surprise me.
yeah, same. But it's just this like, you know how like Overcooked is?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but you're just moving people in and out of their house. So you grab
Oh, okay.
boxes, you just throw it out, and you're timed, and you just kind of fuck around. But it's like that style of like art.
Okay.
So we've been having a lot of fun with that. Tonight, dude. Now that football season's over and like this, it's starting to get to like spring and summer. I'm thinking about getting more into barbecuing,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to get like the I have a small PP grill. You know what I mean? Like I just like I have a grill and I just want to see how far I can take that. Like how far can I push this bad boy?
Oh, yeah. Your charcoal grill.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got a decent charcoal grill. You can do
yeah,
a lot of stuff on it.
yeah.
You
But
could
I
do
don't have
ribs.
the
You could do.
$400 choker and the smoker and shit. And I
Uh,
don't want it. You know, that's the whole thing.
yeah. I mean, you don't need it to be, but
Right. And then I now have HDMI's like running through my house
why?
because, well, um, I mean, it's really not giving that too much away, but the stream room is next door to the living room for those of you who
Yeah.
don't know. But you know. So we have, the house on the bottom is what we call exposed. So you can see the support beams going overhead because we live in the basement for the time being. So we have holes, all through fucking random shit from when the crackheads used to live here. So I like to spend time with my wife,
Mm-hmm.
and usually she's not doing anything but like watching TikTok and reading on her phone or playing on her phone or whatever, ignoring my cries for attention and help. So I decided to run HDMI's, and I have like four of them connected from the computer to my living room TV, so I can play video games in the living room off of the computer.
Oh wow.
And I also have the PS5 in here because I've been from when I streamed SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Fucking what a garbage game. It was fun. It's something to do, but
Mm-hmm.
fucking game sucks. So I also have that so I can play the PS5 while it's in here in the living room. And honestly, I kind of like the look of not having the console in the room, just the controller.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking about doing that upstairs and just running like the same way I run electrical wire, just running HDMI's.
Yeah, I would use what are they like high capacity H or high frequency HDMIs. Just get a
Yeah,
really
like
long
yeah,
one, like a
yeah,
really
and
nice, really long one,
yeah,
and just run it.
yeah. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. So that way, and then I have two different HDMI's just hanging behind the TV.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I want to play one, I just put it in, take the other one out, put the other one in, and I was starting to get into cable management. And you know what an IT tech, or I guess who like a server engineer technician has in common with a uh I don't know, dominatrix, I guess.
What?
Cable management
Oh
and
yeah.
not knots and tying. And I just thought that was a fun little like common ground. Like beauty gurus have a lot in common with morticians because they both have to do makeup.
Yeah.
So, and if you're too fat and you get cremated, you could set the place on fire.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
That is. Oh my god. I don't know if this is too much, but
It probably is.
yeah. So before I went in to watch the gallbladder surgery, they showed a video of it so that way, because they get kids all the time,
You
nursing
don't
kids, but
want. They don't want them to faint.
yeah. So what they'll do is they'll kind of give you a taste of it and then be like, okay, are you sure you're good? Do you want to? Because not every nurse is gonna be in the OR. Some
Yeah.
are just gonna be in like a school or just be in the clinic setting where they just mainly it's paperwork and then taking vitals.
Mm-hmm.
So yo, this one they showed me, I don't know who the fuck it was or what, but it was, I guess, a very large person. And like I'm talking large because there was so much fat.
Rules.
No, like the video, it doesn't even show them like cutting or anything. They're just already in there. So they
Mm-hmm.
have the camera going and it's just a fucking mountain of fat on everything. And the guy's going in there and he's just grabbing it and he's just ripping it away with like his little grippers or whatever.
Yeah, it's like
And
forceps and
yeah,
whatnot.
and you can see like he gets like a big piece and it kind of stuck, so he just like yanks it a little harder and just you can't hear it, but you definitely like it feels like you're pulling duct tape apart, just.
Uh,
And I was just like, oh, it
yeah,
made me
that
shudder.
that made me shudder just here listening to you. I think that's a good way to end it.
Oh, dude. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah. So you know how they finish it out, like
What?
when they're about to pull it out. So what they'll do is they will just use like a little soldering iron, I guess, or something,
Yeah,
and they just burn that bitch out.
yeah.
And man, I when they were doing the actual
Does it
operation for
smell
the
like
person,
barbecue?
oh, dude, it smells like you ever fried a pork skin,
Yeah,
but like
chicharron.
it's yeah, but it's not like you don't add any spices to it or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of know that smell. It was
Mm-hmm.
like that, but it was much smokier, and it had a uh kind of more of like a, you burning weird plastic, like poisonous plastic.
Oh.
Oh man, and apparently people can't handle that. So they were looking at me the whole time, and I'm like, no, I'm cool. It's like, don't worry about me. You should probably be looking at that guy and or
Yeah.
gal. Like they're dying, I think. And but they have the screens up, so you can see like when they were doing it, and not in the video. It was just like you could see it just sizzling, and it's all fat, so it just turns to like, well, they didn't have this one didn't have as
Just like
much fat,
liquefies.
but it just liquefies, dude. And it just like bacon grease, just ooh, no.
Okay, okay. That's enough. I think that's a good place to end with that mental
uh,
image. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you again next time.
yes, and week 22.
Sure.
I don't know how we're gonna number these now.
Bye.
Okay, bye.